Students, myself Sumita Pillai. In this lecture, we will be doing chapter number 8 of grade 9 science, and the name of the chapter is motion. Okay, so let's start with what is motion. Motion means anything that is moving, we can consider it to be in motion. In everyday life, we can see that the vehicle is moving. We are walking, we are moving. When we are sliding a table, the table is in motion. The table is moving. Okay, the table cannot move by itself, but when we pull it or when we push it, it is moving. We can see that when the fan is turned on, its blades are moving. The birds are flying. They are also moving. The blood in our body, it is also flowing in our entire body. That means it is also moving. The atoms, molecules, planets, stars, galaxies, and all the things in the space, universe, it is also moving. So anything that is moving, we can say that it is in motion. To be precise, we can say that if a body changes its position with respect to time and its surrounding, it is said to be in motion. ओके कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट अगर उसकी जगह चेंज करता है एट अ स्पेसिफिक टाइम और अपने एनवायरनमेंट के हिसाब से वो एक जगह से दूसरा जगह पे शिफ्ट हो जाता है, वी कैन से दैट इट इज़ इन मोशन. नाउ motion and rest are always relative but very absolute. We can say that rest and motion जो होते हैं they are relative terms because they depend on the observer's frame of reference. Now suppose I am seeing an object. I'm standing in a bus station and the bus is moving. For me, the bus is moving. And for the people, those who are sitting inside the bus, I am at rest. है ना, मैं खड़ी हूँ, मेरी जगह तो चेंज नहीं हुई है. So for the people those who are sitting inside the bus, for them I am at rest. And for me, the bus is moving, but the people those who are sitting inside that bus, actually they are in rest position. But when I observe the bus is moving, that means the people inside the bus, the passengers inside the bus, are also moving. So we can say that motion and rest are always relative because it depends on the observer's frame of reference. Now, before continuing with describing before further discussing, we will go through certain terms related to motion. The first term related to motion is position. Now, what is position? Okay, the location of an object with respect to a particular point is known as position of the object. Now, if I say that my school is located behind the temple. My school is located in front of the temple. Now here, what is the reference point? The temple is a reference point, है ना, आपने एक reference point दिया कि temple के आगे, temple के पीछे. So temple is a reference point, and so the particular position with which we are describing, we are saying the location of the object. That particular position is called the reference point or the origin. Now, if I say that the school is, if I say that the school is 10 kilometers away from my house, so how can you, what is the reference point and what is the position? Okay, now if we will consider it, we can say that the reference point is my house. The school is 10 kilometers away from my house. Okay, so my house is the reference point. So reference point is used to describe the location of an object. An object can be referred through many reference points. Okay, now I have written what is origin. The reference point that is used to describe the location of an object is called the origin. Now an object can be at rest or can it can be stationary. When an object is in a state of rest, means when it is not changing its position, it is stick to a particular position, it is constantly at that position only, we can say that that object is at rest or it is stationary. Okay, now suppose I said the location of a temple with respect to the school. The school and the temples cannot move. Temple cannot move. So we say that it is at rest. Now I have taken my vehicle and I am driving my vehicle and I parked at a particular place, XYZ place. So when I am driving the vehicle is in motion. Now when I have kept it somewhere XYZ position, at that position the vehicle will be at rest. Now there are two physical quantities with which you can describe a motion. The physical quantities are the scalar quantities and the vector quantities. The physical quantities with which we can associate only magnitude. मतलब suppose when we are saying that it is 10 kilometers, it is 20 kilometers, ठीक है, तो उसमें सिर्फ हम एक absolute value ले रहे हैं. So that number is called a scalar quantity. For example, we can describe scalar quantities. Examples are mass, time, distance, speed, etc. Now we will learn what is distance, what is speed, and etc. You know what is mass, we have already done in chapter number 1. Mass is the amount with which an object is made up of. It is known as mass. Time है ना, टाइम मतलब कितना टाइम लगा हमको कहीं से यहाँ पहुँचने के लिए. सो मास, टाइम, डिस्टेंस को हम डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए सिर्फ एक कांस्टेंट वैल्यू लेते हैं, एक एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू लेते हैं. दैट मीन्स उनमें सिर्फ मैग्नीट्यूड होता है. मैग्नीट्यूड इज़ एनी नंबर. ओके, अगर कोई भी नंबर हम लेंगे, उसको कहते एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू ऑफ एनी नंबर इज नोन एज इट्स मैग्नीट्यूड. नाउ physical quantities with which we can associate magnitude, that is number as well as direction, are called vector quantities. Now if I say that I am moving 10 kilometers to the south, I have to move 5 kilometers to the left direction. ठीक है, यहाँ पे 10 kilometers के साथ डायरेक्शन आ गया, लेफ्ट, राइट, नॉर्थ, वेस्ट, ईस्ट, साउथ. तो जब भी हम कोई भी डिस्टेंस को मेजर करते हैं विथ डायरेक्शन, ठीक है, कोई भी नंबर के साथ डायरेक्शन लिखा होता है, इट इज़ अ फिजिकल क्वांटिटी. नाउ नेक्स्ट लेट्स सी व्हाट इज डिस्टेंस. डिस्टेंस इज ट्रैवल्ड बाय एन बॉडी इज एक्चुअल लेंथ ऑफ द पाथ कवर्ड बाय इट irrespective of the direction in which the body travels. ठीक है, डिस्टेंस क्या होता है, उस ऑब्जेक्ट ने एक पोजीशन से दूसरे पोजीशन पे शिफ्ट किया है. ठीक है, दैट मीन्स इट इज़ इन मोशन. ओके, तो द डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड बाय एन बॉडी इज द लेंथ covered by that object to travel a specific direction, to travel in a specific direction. So means यहाँ पे सिर्फ हमारा एक डिस्टेंस हुआ, पाथ कवर्ड हमने कैलकुलेट किया है. द पाथ कवर्ड विल बी ऑलवेज अ नंबर, है ना. मैं यहाँ से एक्स पोजीशन से वाई पोजीशन में गई तो 5 किलोमीटर्स मैंने ट्रैवल किया. सो दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज ओनली a number. So that is a scalar quantity, and the unit, SI unit of distance is meter. Now let's see what is distance, or let's learn what is distance with the help of a figure. Besides the distance, I have there is a figure O, A, B, C, D. An object has started its motion from position O. It has traveled to position A, then to B, then C, then D. Okay, from O to A it has covered 5 meters. From A to B it has covered 10 meters. From B to C it has covered 8 meters. And from C to D it has covered 20 meters. Now if you will consider the distance traveled by this object will be the entire path it has traveled. So total distance travel will be OA plus AB plus BC plus CD. That is 5 meter plus 8 meter plus 10 meter plus 20 meters. Okay, so the total distance covered by the object will be 43 meters. Okay, so any path to which we are moving, we have to consider it as the total distance covered by the object. I'm I have started my traveling from my home to the school. Now from my home to the school it is only 1 kilometers. But if I first from my house I went to a shop that is to the left of the house, and from there I went to a exposition. Now from that exposition I have traveling to the school. I have moved to the school. So the whole path will be considered as the total distance traveled or total distance covered by the object or the total distance covered by me. Now next is displacement. Now displacement of an object is a change in position of the object when it moves from a given position to another position. Okay, so in displacement we are considering only the ओरिजिनल पोजीशन जहाँ से हमने शुरू किया था एंड द फाइनल पोजीशन दैट इज़ आवर डेस्टिनेशन. ओके, मैंने मेरा जो ट्रैवलिंग पाथ है वो मेरे घर से स्कूल तक है, तो मुझे वही कंसिडर करना. मेरे घर से स्कूल तक जो शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस मैंने ट्रैवल किया, इट बी द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. नाउ वेर एवर आई हैव मूव्ड, मैं कहाँ किस किस पोजीशन में गई हूँ उसको कंसिडर नहीं करना है. सिर्फ मेरे घर से स्कूल तक का जो शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस होगा दैट आई विल कंसिडर एज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. नाउ इफ़ यू विल कंसिडर दिस अबव फिगर हियर, O to A to B, B to C, C to D is the distance traveled by the object. Now here if you will consider the displacement, it will be from position AO to position D. So the total displacement will be OA plus AD. है ना, OA is 5 meters and A to D is 8 meters. So the total displacement will be 13 meters. Now displacement is a vector quantity because in displacement we are considering direction with the path we have traveled. With the magnitude we are considering direction also. So the distance is I am traveling from my house to the school. The total path will be considered as the distance. Now if I will say that I have traveled 10 kilometers to the left from my house to reach the school, it will be the displacement. क्योंकि इसमें डिस्टेंस के साथ इसमें पाथ के साथ डायरेक्शन भी आ गया, लेफ्ट साइड में मुझे मूव करना है, सो इट विल बी डिस्प्लेसमेंट. नाउ अगेन द SI यूनिट ऑफ displacement is also meter. Okay, now suppose an object starts to move from position O and it reaches position B. First it has moved from O to A, from A to B. O to A 3 meters, A to B 4 meters. So total distance if you are considering, it will be 7 meters. Now if you are considering displacement, we have to see the initial position and the final position. Initial position is O and the final position is B. So we have to calculate only the length of OB. Now how we will take the length of OB? Now here we have to use the Pythagoras theorem that we have learned in our previous grade. Pythagoras theorem is used to calculate the distance or the length of any sides. There are 3 sides in a right angle triangle. To calculate any of the length of any of the 3 sides, we use the Pythagoras theorem. Now here the Pythagoras theorem is OB square is equals to OA square plus AB square. Now if we will consider only OB, it will be equals to the root of OB square था पहले, so अगर हम OB लेंगे it will be root of OA square plus AB square. OA square is 3 square, AB square is 4 square. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Now if we'll consider the root of 25, it will be 5 meters. That is, the length of OB is 5 meters and our displacement will be 5 meters. Now what is the difference between distance and displacement? This is important for 2 marks. This is an important 2 mark question. Displacement of a moving object can never be greater than the distance traveled by the object. है ना, हमेशा डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा होगा. दैट वी हैव सीन फ्रॉम एग्जाम्पल 1 एंड एग्जाम्पल 2. डिस्टेंस इज ग्रेटर दैन द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. दैट इज, if you will take the ratio of displacement and the distance, it will always be less than 1 or equal to 1. If a body moves along a straight line, then distance and displacement will be equal. ठीक है, अगर जो मूवमेंट है वो एक स्ट्रेट लाइन है, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन में हमको मूव करना है. इफ़ यू आर कंसिडरिंग अवर स्कूल, नो सपोज वी हैव टू मूव फ्रॉम 9th from the computer lab to 6th to 7th A, we have to take a straight line. Okay, I hope you remember the entire location of our school and the position where the classrooms were located. Okay, so suppose if you're moving from the computer lab to grade 7A, we have to take a straight line. So in that case, our displacement and our distance both will be equal. Displacement of the object can be negative, can be positive or zero, but distance can never be negative or zero. है ना, डिस्प्लेसमेंट पॉजिटिव हो सकता है, नेगेटिव हो सकता है और ज़ीरो भी हो सकता है. सपोज इन दिस फिगर, in the above figure, I have started my journey from position O से D तक पहुंची. फिर D से अगर फिर से मैं पोजीशन O में आ गई तो what is my initial and final position? Both are same. So O, पहले मेरी मैं O में थी, अभी फिर से मैं O में आ गई तो the displacement will be 0. बट डिस्टेंस कितना हो जाएगा? 43 प्लस 8 प्लस 5, है ना. पहले डिस्टेंस 43 था, मुझे डी से ए में आने के लिए फिर से 8 मीटर्स लगे. ए टू ओ अगेन 5 मीटर्स. सो टोटल इट विल बी 43 प्लस 13, दैट इज 56 meters. Okay, in that case my displacement will be 0 but my distance will be more. Okay, now here displacement will not be exactly 0 because my direction is O to A to B, B to C, C to D, है ना. I am moving from O to D, that is from origin to the right position. अब मैं origin से right में जा रही हूँ. अब right में से जब मैं left में जा रही हूँ तब मुझे माइनस करना पड़ेगा, है ना. I am going back to that position. So डिस्प्लेसमेंट अगर मैं सिर्फ ए तक पोजीशन करती, ओ टू ए टू बी, बी टू सी, सी टू डी एंड डी टू ए, तो मेरा डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता? ओ टू ए, दैट इज 5 meters. ओके, और डिस्टेंस कंसिडर करती तो डिस्टेंस को मैं, टोटल डिस्टेंस मेरा हो जाता 43 प्लस 8, दैट इज 51 meters. लेकिन अगर टोटल पोजीशन अगर देखा जाए तो मुझे डी से बैक जा रही हूँ, मैं पीछे की तरफ जा रही हूँ, लेफ़्ट साइड में मूव हो रही हूँ, तो मुझे माइनस करना पड़ेगा. अब मैं ओ पोजीशन से लेफ़्ट साइड में कहीं भी जाऊँ, सो इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ नेगेटिव डिस्टेंस, है ना. तो इसका मतलब हमारा डिस्प्लेसमेंट जो होता है वो नेगेटिव हो सकता है, ज़ीरो हो सकता है और पॉजिटिव हो सकता है, लेकिन डिस्टेंस हमेशा पॉजिटिव ही रहेगा. डिस्टेंस कभी भी नेगेटिव नहीं होगा और डिस्टेंस कभी भी ज़ीरो नहीं होगा. ओके, सो एंड यू कैन राइट वन मोर पॉइंट ऑफ डिफरेंस, दैट डिस्टेंस इज़ अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज़ अ वेक्टर क्वांटिटी. ओके, एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ स्केलर क्वांटिटी आर मास, डेंसिटी, एरिया, स्पीड, पावर, टाइम, टेम्परेचर. ये सारे स्केलर क्वांटिटी हैं. और डिस्प्लेसमेंट, फोर्स, वेट, जहाँ पे भी डायरेक्शन है, फोर्स को अप्लाई करने के लिए भी एक डायरेक्शन होता है ना, तो उसमें भी डायरेक्शन आ जाता है. ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड, उसमें भी डायरेक्शन आ जाता है. सो इट कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ वेक्टर क्वांटिटी. थैंक यू.